Cristiano, it's been a while. As homecomings go, could that have gone any better?
Well, I didn't expect that to score 2 goals. I expect 1, but not 2. But I have to appreciate the fans, what they did to me today. And I feel so proud for that. But the most important is to win games. Manchester needs to be where they deserve. It's to win, to build the team, build the club, and build the mentality. This is what we're looking for. Of course, I'm happy to score goals. I'm not going to deny that. But the most important is the team. The team play good, consistent. They play in a high level, and in most of the times with mature intelligence. So I'm so proud for that.
On the subject of the fans, the game finished nearly an hour ago. Look at this. I mean, how much do you appreciate that? What does that make you feel coming back here?
Well, it's unbelievable. When I started the game, I was so nervous. Because,
really?
Yes, I swear. And but I think it was normal because I didn't expect they sing all game to my name, so I was very nervous. But maybe I didn't show. But I was. But as I said before, the reception is incredible. But I'm here to win games, to help the team, and to make the club great Newcastle.
They're still going. And when you put the ball in the net here at the Stretford end for that second goal, and you ran over here to the tunnel and that famous celebration, all the things you've done in your career, but to come back today and do that, what was that feeling like?
Well, it was an unbelievable moment. As I told you before, I was super nervous, and I just thinking last night that what I wanted, to play good, to show that I'm still capable to help the team. And when I start the game, I was super nervous and they sing my name. But this crowd, it's unbelievable, and I feel so proud. And I'm going to give everything to make them proud of me.
In the greatest respect to the other clubs, have you had that there? Is this special?
Of course, they are special. Everyone knows that. The football here in England is different than any part of the world. I play everywhere, and to be honest, the England it's the most special one. And I belong to Manchester. I arrived here with 18 years old, and they treat me unbelievable. This is why I come back, because they treat me unbelievable. So I'm so proud to be here, and I want to win.
And finally, you've had a few days training. You played with the team for the first time today. How excited? Where this team can go, that you can help them where they need to go?
Well, everyone has to do his job. We have a fantastic team, a young team with a fantastic coach. But as I told you before, we have to build up confidence. The team needs to be mature if we want to win the league and want to win the Champions League. And I think we are in a good way. We have to win games, build up the confidence, build up the team, and I'm here to help the team.
The obvious first question, what did you make of Ronaldo's second debut?
So happy for him, so happy for the team, so happy for the supporters. You've sensed the atmosphere around the club since Cristiano signed, and of course today could have easily been an anticlimax because the expectations were high, but he's delivered again, the boy, or man.
You've experienced some amazing atmospheres during your time at Manchester United. Just how did this compare today?
It feels like one of these old days, to be honest. It's special. Cristiano is a special man, is a special player for us in the history of the club. And coming back, he's just shown his love for the club, and the supporters love him, of course.
How much of a lift can he give the team for the rest of the season after what you've seen today as well?
He senses the big moments, he scores goals, he's a ruthless goal scorer, clinical, he's patient in his movements, and he's lifted the team, of course, but he's lifted everyone around the club. You can see that everyone's dreaming, and they can dream, we'll be focused, we'll get our feet on the ground and think about the next game.
He's back. A Manchester United legend returned to Old Trafford today. Yes, Steve Bruce was in town. His Newcastle team out to spoil the homecoming of another familiar face. 5-time Ballon d'Or winner Cristiano Ronaldo, top of the bill at the Theatre of Dreams for the first time in 12 years. Just like Ronaldo, goals are our business. 1,071 of them in the studio. We had to add them all together just to get ahead of Cristiano. Only one place to start. Manchester United versus Newcastle. Your commentator, Guy Mowbray. Yes, he's back. What a story. What a week or so it's been, and what a start for Cristiano Ronaldo. He never disappoints, does he?
It was always going to be, wasn't it? He was just never going to disappoint. We all expected him to do well. We all expected him to score his goal or his goals, and the performance that he put in was just phenomenal. I mean, for 36 years of age, his energy, his attitude is an example to any young kid watching. All I would say is just watch this guy week in, week out. Everything about him, whether it's his movement, whether it's his ability in the air, whether it's his touch, his control, just everything, Gary, is first class. There's his movement there, the spinning behind. Slightly unlucky there that the ball didn't get to him. His ability to run with the ball, but then when he passes it, where he then runs into to see if he can get into the area to score goals. Running at defenders, that's a shot. I'm not sure he should be shooting from there, but we know what his attitude's like. That's why he's got so many goals. The give, the go, the little flicks. And as I said, just watch him, because where he ends up, where he wants to get to, in and around that 6-yard box. There's no one there. He has no option but to go for goal there, because there's no one within sight. He can't pass to anyone. Great movement there for himself and also for his teammate Sancho in behind him. He doesn't get the ball, but that space he vacates, leaves it for Sancho to get his efforts at goal. This is his goal here. Just watch his movement compared to everyone else, right? Watch his and the defender's movements. He's already on his way. He's expecting and wanting the goalkeeper to make a mistake. He does that, he gets his tap in. Not many people think like that. He does. The little give, the go, that's where he wants to get to. Again, OK, it doesn't get to him on this occasion. 36 years of age. Has he lost any pace? Not at all. Look at the way he just glides past the defenders. All right, again, another mistake from the goalkeeper. He should do better there, but he's in there. He's on target. Absolutely. What a celebration. That was goal number 787. Yes, 787. It's just incredible.
He's got a chance. I mean, it's a tough day for anybody, I think, to go to Old Trafford today under those kind of circumstances, and especially for Newcastle. Any positives for them?
Well, it's only the fact that you're going to go there and you're going to probably not have the ball. And, you know, if you do get the ball and you get an opportunity, then you kind of have to do the best you can with it. And there was opportunities where they did. I think that even with Joe Linton, once he got into this position, you can look that there's nobody up there with him. At some stage, Newcastle have got to enforce themselves on Manchester United, because there's, as we'll show, there's chances where they should have done better. I think Joe Linton's got to get into that area there. I know that Steve Bruce will have been thinking, like I say, we're not going to have a lot of the ball, so if we do get a chance, we've got to do the best we can with it. Now, you look at this instant. Now, just square that to Joe Linton, bam, that's a tap-in. You know, decision on this occasion, he tries to shoot, speculative shot. And this, Saint-Maximin, this is fantastic play. Now, you look at the desire for the Newcastle players getting up to support him. They know he's got the ability to get to this situation, keep the ball and create something. See, Which is there. Longstaff is there. Once he gets in there, he's got two options here. He's got Joe Willock and he's got Matt Ritchie. And in the end, he doesn't sort his feet out in time. They miss the opportunity. And this, look at Manquillo here. This is what they needed to do, because they're capable of doing it. Almiron does fantastic there. You look at how many yards Manquillo makes up there to get there. And it's 90 yards to get there. This is the kind of drive and desire that they want to be doing to get there. Now you look at Joe Linton. So you've got half the team that are working as hard as someone like Manquillo, then you've got Joe Linton, who's a striker or a forward, and he's now just realised I maybe should be in here. And that's the problem. That's probably the problem they've got.
Yeah.
I thought they did OK today. Stupid mistakes have cost them again. I thought
what are your feelings about your club at the moment, though, Alan? Where, not a great start.
I hate what my club is or has become.
What has it become?
It's been a long time now. It's a hollow and it's an empty football club. There's no hope or ambition, and I'm pretty sick of it, to be honest. It's copy, paste, repeat every season.
What could change it?
Well, they give players that have been at the football club new contracts because they can't sell them on. Then they have the excuse that they can't bring other players into the football club because those players are being paid a salary. It's cheaper to keep them on the books rather than buying other players. And the fans deserve better. Every manager has the same problems. As I said, it's copy, paste, repeat every season.
Stuck in a rut.
Yep.
OK.
The whole world was watching, and Cristiano Ronaldo more than delivered. I mean, it was just such a special day for football fans around the world, just seeing him back in the Premier League.
Yeah, for football fans, you're right. Neutral fans around the world will just, you can't stop smiling at the whole day. You know, him coming onto the pitch, the roar of the crowd, scoring a goal, you just know the script is written. And me and Andy were just saying there, imagine some of these young kids that are at Old Trafford all around the world, and they've been watching Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, let's say, over the last decade and more, really, and thinking they're the best two players on the planet by a mile, and now he rejoins your team, and all of a sudden you see him score 2 goals. When you see the faces of some of the people in the crowd when he scored, it was just one of those very rare moments when football was just a brilliant game.
It really, really was. And I mean, I remember Steve Bauer and Owen Hargreaves were on the ground, weren't they, for us on Matchday Live? And Steve was saying that he hasn't seen a warm-up that's been watched so closely ever.
No.
I mean, it was incredible.
Is every moment, is every second, every movement he made would have been tracked by pretty much everybody today, which is what makes him, I think, so unique. It's the hardest thing to do on a football field, is to put the ball in the back of the net. He did it brilliantly for many years. This guy just I've watched him so many times over the years, watching Champions League football, and marvelled at how he's got this incredible ability to continue to put himself in the right spot at the right time, and then execute it, and then put it in the back of the net. It's such an incredible skill, and to still have it at 36, the desire to do it, Mo, is I think very special.
Well, we're very lucky. I mean, we get to rub shoulders with other great players here. You know, Paul Scholes was in earlier, and people like that. What Cristiano Ronaldo does for even players, you know, we've played the game, we've rubbed shoulders with people, other great players, but even those great players just can't fathom how this fella does it. How you can stay at the top of your game for that long, that determination, that desire, never injured. I mean, if you type perfect footballer into a computer, it just comes out as Ronaldo. His shape, his size, his abs, everything about him is just unbelievable. And as I say, any neutral watching around the world today has to just appreciate it.
You know, I was laughing. Do you think he'll let himself go when he finishes playing? You know? Do you think he might put a couple of stone on and
not like us,
put the trousers on one day and think they're getting a bit nippy, these? You know, I don't think so. I just think this guy is just unbelible. He really is, and we're so glad that he's come back to the Premier League, because
it's a treat for us.
Because, and funny enough, again, another thing, Seema, just quickly, Michael and I were talking earlier. In his era, there was him, Robbie Fowler, Shearer, Ferdinand, Ian Wright, all of those sort of guys that were absolute goal-scoring machines. Now we got Kane, we got Salah, we got Ronaldo, we got Lukaku, we got Vardy, we got another little group of players coming along that can, maybe I don't think are quite there in terms of the numbers in Michael's era, but can rival it, certainly the top 5 or 6. Yeah.
And no doubt all of those players you just mentioned are going to spur Ronaldo on even more to do even better, which is actually quite a scary prospect.
Well, he's had it all his life. I've got no doubts about it. If Messi wasn't around, Ronaldo wouldn't have hit the numbers that he's hit. Listen, he would still be an amazing player, great player, breaking all the records. But you need people to push you. Everybody needs it. And, of course, he's getting on in years. He's 36. In football terms, that's old.
Yeah. And
he's going to have real
for a striker
competition
as well.
Exactly. He's going to have real competition. Lukaku at the top of his game. Harry Kane, as we've said, at the top of his game. Salah, he's not slowing down. He's at the top. So he's going to get competition for that golden boot. And, of course, that's a nice to have. They all want the Premier League title. But also, for players like Ronaldo, they don't get to being as good as they are without having the little bit between their teeth to win the golden boot as well.
Well, Michael, do you want to talk us through his very first goal back at Old Trafford in his second
It's
debut?
probably the most, the easiest goal he's ever scored, or so it seems. But I just want everybody to have a look at his movement. While everybody else is static, look at one person Now, goal scoring is, you know, a lot of it is repetition. Finishing is repetition. But this is instinct. Now, you can't teach that. You can't teach somebody that's just got the optimism, that has just a smell of where the ball's going to land. He's done it all his life. This is opportunism. It's, you know, as I say, it's instinct. Nobody else seems to do it. It looks easy to everybody watching in, thinking, oh, it was only a tap in from 3 yards. There's another 10, 12 players in that box. There was none of them moving a muscle.
Every Newcastle defender there expected Freddie Woodman just to gather that ball, and the next thing, the goalie's got it in his hands and he's throwing it out. They were all on their heels, and Mo's right. He just thought there might be something for me. He's not even thinking. He's just instinctively on the move. He's done it so many times, been in that scenario, and that's what happens. And it's because of just that great habit that he's got that he gets himself a goal.
Well, we actually quite often last season spoke about Cavani's movement, didn't we? But what about his? I mean, it's just a different level altogether, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's different to Cavani's. I mean, he's not going to make certain moves like Cavani, but I mean, this shows that he's still got a lot of power, a lot of speed in his legs, and this is very different. This is not necessarily instinct. This is repetition. This is knowing what type of finish to put on it, you know, in this certain area. And it's on his weaker foot, if he's got one. Of course, he's virtually perfect, but he has got a weaker foot, and it's his left foot. But in that situation, you're holding somebody off. You know, if you're on the training ground, you'd try to hit it in the far top corner of this, but you're playing percentages, you're playing what's going to give me the best chance of scoring. And at that point, it's weak foot, it's hit it hard, hit it low. That's the best, you know, way you're going to score in that situation. A little bit of luck, but he chooses the right finish, and more often than not, if you keep choosing the right finish, you're going to have a higher percentage of goals that goes in. And I never watch him and think, that was a place, why did you hit it so hard, you should have placed it, or that was a ding. You never question his choice of finish. No. And when you choose the right thing all the time, you're going to have a far greater, you know, quantity of goals. It's quite a simple equation.
I just wonder, if you're coming up against Ronaldo, you're a defender, you're a goalkeeper. Are you relishing this opportunity, or are you pretty fearful?
One thing you do know is that as Hayden did there a couple of times, gave him a little bit too much room. You give him half a chance to shoot, he will. You give him any opportunity to work a goalkeeper, he'll be doing that. So I'm sure that most of the Premier League defences now will talk about him a lot in the build up to matches. They'll want to try and deny him. I mean, in the start of that game, Newcastle actually did quite well. They played quite well at times. They had their own one or two little situations themselves, but they just slept for a split second. They're on their heels in the box when he's on the move and he gets the first goal. The second goal, that gully just opened up a little bit. There's a little bit too much room. The ball's laid through to him. It's a perfect first touch and a left foot strike, and he gets his second. So certainly defenders will know that if they allow him to get the wrong side, if they allow him to get into a better position than where they are, he'll punish them. He will hurt them.
Watch him back over and over again. You can watch his goals all the time because he's just so great to look at. And I guess in terms of the players around him, he's going to improve them massively, isn't he?
I think he will. I think he will drag standards up in the dressing room. I think Ibra did that for a little while when he was at United. I think because he had that confidence, that arrogance with the way that he played. I think that sort of guy as well those type of players have an ability to do that. But I think with Ronaldo, I think when anyone wants to analyse what he's done, he's just the numbers that he's produced over the years, the consistency, the trophies he's won, and the way that he looks after himself and the way that he still has that appetite to keep getting out there, I think it can only have a positive effect. If I'm Marcus Rashford now, who's had it's been a tough summer for him, and he's obviously had his shoulder surgery, etc. He's coming back. Cavani signed an extra year. All of a sudden, this guy walks through the door, and it's like it's me plus maybe one of you or two of you who wants to play with me. I mean, that's the gauntlet that Ronaldo throws down to his teammates. Who's playing with me? Not whether or not I'm out the side. So some of those guys are going to have it full on to get a game mode now, aren't they?
And that's what they need. Manchester United need that competition again, don't they? I mean, back when they were winning virtually everything, they had 4 top strikers all the time. You know, Jorg, Cole, Sheringham, Solskjaer himself. So you need that competition. And he's certainly going to give it them. As Andy said, it's going to be who's going to be playing alongside him. But the fascinating thing, and Scholesy talked about it as well, is the way he's changed over the years. We're going to be watching a different Ronaldo over these next couple of years. And it's going to be fascinating to watch him evolve and how he does, because he'll find a way to stay on top of the, you know, on top of the pile. He's already done that over the last sort of decade and more. So it's going to be fascinating to see this sort of new type of Ronaldo playing in the Premier League.
And do you know what else will be fascinating to see? How Ole Gunnar Solskjaer manages this whole situation and keeps this squad of players happy, because he won't want to start on the bench.
No. He want to play every game. He want to play every minute of every game. So Ole will have to manage that and have to be clever with that. And I'm sure they'll have already had discussions about that. But Ole now has the tools that he craved. He now has the ability, with a very powerful squad, to be ultra competitive. Anything less than that, United have to be up there with an opportunity to win this league come next February, March, April time. If they're not, I think that will be looked upon as failure. I really do, because there's no reason why they can't. They've got everything and maybe more than some in certain positions. So they have to be massively competitive this year.
And there will be huge expectations on them for that. And with the upcoming fixtures, I mean, the Champions League starts on Tuesday. They're going to be up against young boys. You'd expect that Ronaldo would start in that game, would you not?
Well, I always think it's important in the Champions League, in the group stages, to try to win as many games you can early on. And then when the games come thick and fast, you know, later on in the season, the later group stages, you know, heading just before Christmas, let's say, because then you've got a really busy period, you can rest 1 or 2. So if they can win their first 3 games, let's say, then all of a sudden you can start having a quiet word with Cristiano and saying, right, I'll save you for the big Premier League.
Good luck, Ollie.